What's going on YouTube? This is A Trades here. We're going to be going over a couple things that we're going to be looking at. Today it is currently 2:35 a.m. March 26th. Today is actually the 1 year anniversary of my girlfriend. Gonna have that looking forward to later in the day. We are going to be trading the market coming up 9:30 Eastern time. I don't know where you guys are from, but market opens up at 9:30 Eastern. I'm currently an options trader. I do not trade stocks. However, I can trade stocks. Just due to my trading style right now, I'm just focusing on options. So market trading for us starts at 9:30. However, there are a couple trades that I want to go over and a couple things I want to share with you guys. Just because I enjoy trading. I just let you guys know this is the first video I'm going to be uploading. I have purchased a couple different courses from a couple different mentors, learned a great deal of information. But I just want to go ahead and share this with you guys. I'm going to be making free videos for you guys to watch. These are going to be actual trades that I'm taking. Granted, you may see value in some, you may see or you might see value in some, and maybe not in others. That's okay. What I'm here for is basically just to share what I've learned with stock trading, what I'm currently doing, and over time, I want you guys to watch the progression that I basically encounter, starting off from where we are at and building to a high 6-7 figure income. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start off just with the breakdown with the SPY and the market in this last month. As pretty much everybody already knows, since it's about that time, the coronavirus has taken a huge hit on the market. As you can see, the high is up here, down here. It's down 36, 37%. Sorry, I didn't even do it the highs. Sorry. The market went down. Okay, I can't even see it. Anyways, but the market went down 35, 40% in the last month or so. The coronavirus has left a lot of businesses not open, and it's caused a lot of mayhem in the market. And this is probably going to be something that goes down to history because this is one of the biggest drops. Like, this is a 3-year view. 3-year view. This is one of the biggest drops I've ever seen. And I mean, if you just take a look at the graph here, it took 3 years basically for 1-2 months for it to go ahead and lose all those gains. And the market was at a previous high before that it's ever been. When it reached this area, the market was doing amazing. And then due to the coronavirus, the COVID-19, we had a huge downfall in the market. There is one thing that I wanted to point out. I did not trade this. Just recently got back into trading not too long ago. I do have a couple years of trading and experience doing it. However, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. There was an impulse correction here. As you can see, this is kind of like the correction. Then here's the impulse, and then another correction. These aren't perfect drawings, but this is just to show you. And then there was another impulse here, and then another correction. Just do that. Oops. And then it looks like here there was like stronger momentum. And then as we started to bottom out here, it started to lose momentum, so we could start looking for a bottom. Due to the coronavirus, there are a couple things that help the market and what we're still looking for that we haven't gotten. And in order for there to be a true bottom for the curve here, the stimulus bill just got passed a little yesterday, so that's why we saw an increase in the market. If you go to Boeing, you can definitely impacted them. They went from $89 in a couple days back up to $168. So the market is extremely volatile. But because that stimulus package was passed, it's giving basically financial aid to all the businesses in America. Basically trying to help them out and get them through this current phase. And then also the second thing that's really important for the stock market to bounce back is either a treatment, cure, or vaccine or something to this coronavirus, so that we can start getting America and the rest of the world healthy again, to the point where we're able to go out there and work and not worry about our economy taking another hit because people are getting sick and either becoming critically ill or dying. And once that worry goes away and we're able to treat or cure or have some type of vaccine or something, then we can know that the market can get back to its normal regime. This stimulus package did give it a nice boost upwards. It definitely broke the downtrend, which if anyone doesn't know how to identify a downtrend basically has lower lows and lower highs. And what I mean by that is here's a low, here's a high, here's a low, here's a high. So this low is lower than this low, and then this high is lower than this high. So you can pretty much say the downtrend, which is say basically something like this, and boom, 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 and continue downwards. Now, as we go over here, we can see that the downtrend started to stop and it broke, and we have an uptrend beginning within like the last 20 days. So we're going to kind of jump into that area of what we're going to be looking at for tomorrow. So ideally here, this drawing is a little off. Anyways, so what we're looking at here is an uptrend. So we had a high here, and then a low here, and then the next high was up here, and then the next low was up here as well. So as you can see, there definitely is an uptrend occurring. You'll always want to trade with the trend. This is the 1 hour 20 day and the 4 hour 180 day that we based it off of. Because of that, it gives us a bigger overview of what we're looking at. But the SPY right now is currently settling right there on the support band of this uptrend. There are different couple things that we're going to be looking at. It can either drop through tomorrow, since we still don't have that, what's the term called? Like cure or vaccine for the coronavirus. Or what else it could do is it could bounce back upwards and create newer highs tomorrow, since we reach that support band, and respect it, and then jump up with in tomorrow's market. So knowing that, we aren't going to be trading the SPY, but it's definitely good to know what the market is doing. But now we're actually going to go ahead and jump into Apple and then another stock, Alibaba. So Alibaba obviously isn't in America. It's like a Chinese stock. So um, it's not. I don't think it's considered within the SPY 500, but it does have similar price action to the SPY. So it's just good to know. So anyways, so we're gonna take a look at Apple here. Apple, same exact thing before. Impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, and then some, consolidation here. But right here, we're gonna identify an uptrend. So we went ahead and jumped into this uptrend and created the trend line from here to here, also on the bottom to the bottom over here. And what we're going to be looking at is, since we did identify an uptrend, Apple is currently sitting closer to the support band over here. So, and ideally, because the market and Apple are in an uptrend now, we want to trade in accordance with the trend, the overall trend going on. So we're going to be looking for a push upwards. We're going to be looking for a bullish reaction. So I went ahead and marked off an entry point, and then also I'm going to go ahead and explain the risk, and then also what type of target profit we could be looking at for tomorrow. So currently the price is down here, bouncing off the support line. If we zoom in to over here, I went ahead and drew an entry point of 248. Let's go ahead and do this. Oops. Okay, so we just placed an entry point. I just want to make sure this is right. Okay, so the entry point is going to be here at 248, looks like 248.24. So once price action tomorrow comes above this, we're going to go ahead and find entry positions. Our risk is going to be if it comes up and doesn't break that and starts to come back down, then we can go ahead and exit out. So for example, we have entry point here. It comes to 248.35. We can go ahead and enter. And what should happen is it should take off and break out, moving back upwards, following this trend line. So it should come up, break this point right here, and continue up. Or what else could happen is when we do enter into this trade, this would be our entry position, and then the price can come up here and then come back down. If that does occur and it breaks down through this line, then we can go ahead and look at getting out of it at like 247.90, and we're gonna pull out. When you enter the trade, you want it to go straight into profit. Granted, it may come up and then come back down a little bit here and then bounce upwards. That's okay. That's normal price action sometimes it either just breaks out or comes up. And then this was resistance here, as you can see. And whenever a price action breaks resistance, it usually tends to act as support. So it could come back down, and then it can continue upwards, which will maintain our trade. But the one that we want to be careful of is if it comes up, it breaks this line, and then breaks back down below this line. That's when we're going to go ahead and look at getting out at 247.90. And then we're going to have a target profit of anywhere up here from 258. If we have a nice bullish, because the market is very volatile right now. So if it does go up and it's bullish and maintains it, we could be looking at getting any type of profit margin anywhere in this region. Ideally, it could come up to the top here at 260. Might be our best next, target profit. So our risk to reward is more than 1-to-1. We have a much greater reward than a risk. And this is how we're going to go ahead and approach Apple. So that is trade idea number 1. And now jumping into trade idea number 2, the same exact situation. This is the one that this is the one. All right. Sorry about that. When I was creating this line, I was remembering that it was at a 0.5, and on now Apple, I didn't have the same line at the 0.5, and that's why I was a little thrown off for a second when I had to go quiet. But anyways, same thing for Alibaba. As you can see here, we have the trend, an uptrend occurring. Let's fix this line real quick. And if any of you guys wonder, this is TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim platform. Really great platform for using. Has a lot of great tools that you're able to use. It's very fast. I never really have any issues with it. But again, oops, I'm having a little difficulty here, guys. My Mac wants to say that I'm hitting the left one. We're drawing 5. We're drawing. All right. So I'm just fixing these trend lines real quick. There we go. All right, so same exact formation that we have on Apple as we did on the on Bava as we had at Apple and SPY. Same exact trading pattern. So again, we're going to be jumping into the 20-day 1 hour. Here's our identified uptrend. It is sitting at the support bottom right here. Again, we're going to be looking up for a movement upwards tomorrow, a bullish trend going along with the uptrend right here. I went ahead and identified the entry position that we're going to be getting in, which is going to be at psychological support / resistance area of 191.5. If you don't know what I mean by that, a lot of times price tends to stop or start at a whole dollar mark, like 192, 193, or a half dollar mark at 192.5, 193.5. And in this case, we're looking at 191.5. It does look like the actual price right here stopped at 191.39, but we're going to go and look ahead for an entry position after 191.51. As soon as it hits 191.6, we're going to get into our entry position. If it comes back low below 191 to like 191.2, we're gonna go ahead and get out of it, because when it does break that, we're either again gonna look for a straight breakout where it just moves upwards, or when price comes up, touches the line again, acts as support instead of resistance, like it did here. So this is resistance. If price breaks it, comes back down, and acts as support and bounces back upwards, that's cool. But again, the one we want to be wary of, if it comes up here, it hits like 0.6, 0.65, and it comes back down below it to like 0.3, then we need to get out of it and immediately. However, if it does break out and does, exceed and pass this entry point, then again we can be looking at taking profits. Oops, there we go. First target profit would be 195. So we'd be able to enter in at 191.5. Target profit would be 195, and our risk would basically be 191.3. So these are just a couple of trading ideas for, again, March 26th. There's a 6.5 hours until market opens for options. You can go ahead and look at the data and follow along with these trades. Again, you have to watch what happens in pre-market. These are just the actual trading ideas that we're going to look for tomorrow morning. Now, if the market does respond exactly how we want it to, and it follows everything that we're doing, then we're going to go ahead and give it a trade. However, if let's say the market goes below this line and starts to sell off, or something else happens, then we won't be going ahead and following this trade. That's only if everything works out the way that I just described it. If the actual market or price action doesn't match up with your trading plan or idea, you should never trade it, because when you go into a trade, you should always have a plan that you're following, where you're able to enter. You have your risk, you have your reward, you have your idea, and as long as everything goes well, great, profit from it. Don't be too fast to profit early. Wait for it to actually hit your profit target margins. But besides that, if it does go wrong, don't try to catch it. Don't try to change it up in the moment and then jump in, because those are the moments that when you impulsively start trading, you start getting yourself into situations that you didn't 100% think about. So just a couple of advice things I wanted to go over with you guys. But besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'm gonna try to make it as fun as possible. This is free information for you guys to learn. If you guys have any questions or whatnot, just go ahead, shoot me a message or anything. Besides that, it was great talking to you.